Welcome to a spine-chilling journey through Romania's darkest corners. In this video, we'll uncover the 10 most haunted places in Romania, where eerie legends and terrifying encounters have left their mark. From cursed castles to mysterious forests, these haunted locations will leave you questioning what's real. Stay tuned to hear the chilling tales that haunt these historic sites. 1. Hoya Baciu Forest, Cluj-Napoca. Deep within Romania lies the infamous Hoya Baciu Forest, a place so eerie it has been called the Bermuda Triangle of Transylvania. Many who enter never feel the same again. Decades ago, a shepherd led his flock into the dense woods and was never seen again. Not a single trace of him or the 200 sheep was ever found. But the legend didn't stop there. One of the most disturbing cases involved a little girl who vanished into the forest without a trace, only to reappear 5 years later, wearing the same clothes and not having aged a single day. She had no memory of where she had been. Visitors to Hoya Baciu often speak of disembodied whispers, shadowy figures darting between trees, and an overwhelming sense of being watched. Electronic devices malfunction, and many report sudden nausea or dizziness upon entering the clearing where no trees grow, a place some believe is a portal to another world. Perhaps the most chilling reports are those of glowing, human-like apparitions, floating through the fog, their hollow eyes staring at terrified onlookers before vanishing into the trees. Step into Hoya Baciu, and you may find that something is watching, waiting, and you may never leave the same again. 2. Bran Castle, Bran. Perched atop a misty hill in Transylvania, Bran Castle is one of the most infamous haunted locations in Romania. Known worldwide as Dracula's Castle, this medieval fortress has a dark and chilling history that stretches back centuries. Though often associated with Vlad the Impaler, the real horror of Bran Castle lies beyond the legend of Dracula. Over the centuries, prisoners were chained in its dungeons, their screams echoing through the stone halls. It is said that their restless souls still wander the castle, seeking revenge or release from their torment. Visitors report hearing whispers in empty corridors, footsteps following them when no one is there, and sudden, icy touches on their skin. Some have even claimed to see a ghostly woman in white, floating through the dimly lit hallways before vanishing into the darkness. One of the castle's most terrifying stories involves a secret underground tunnel, where guards once threw prisoners to their deaths. Many believe their agonized spirits still haunt the passages, waiting in the shadows. As the wind howls through Bran Castle, the air feels heavy with something unseen. A presence that watches, listens, and never truly rests. 3. Corvin Castle, Hunedoara. Standing tall with its Gothic towers and shadowed archways, Corvin Castle is one of the most haunted places in Romania. With a history steeped in bloodshed, betrayal, and dark rituals, the castle is said to be cursed by the tormented souls of those who perished within its walls. One of the most terrifying legends tied to Corvin Castle is that of the 3 Turkish prisoners. It is said that these captives were promised freedom if they could dig a well deep enough to reach water. After 15 years of grueling labor, they finally succeeded, only to be executed instead. Their final words, etched into the well's stone, read, "You have water, but no soul." Many visitors report hearing desperate whispers and eerie cries, echoing near the well. But the darkness of Corvin Castle does not end there. Some say Vlad the Impaler was briefly imprisoned here, his rage and suffering leaving a permanent scar on the castle's soul. Shadowy figures have been seen lurking in the corridors, and visitors often experience sudden cold chills, unexplained whispers, and even the sensation of being watched. At night, the castle seems to breathe, its walls alive with unseen horrors. Would you dare to walk through its haunted halls alone? 4. Poenari Castle, Argeș. Perched high on a rugged cliffside, Poenari Castle is more than just a ruin. It is a place soaked in blood and cursed by history. Known as one of the strongholds of Vlad the Impaler, the real-life inspiration for Dracula, this fortress holds a terrifying past that refuses to fade. Legend tells of a tragic event that led to the castle's haunting. When enemies of Vlad conspired against him, they sent an army to seize Poenari. However, rather than being captured, Vlad's wife, driven to despair, leapt from the tower into the Argeș River below. Her body never recovered. To this day, locals claim to hear her mournful cries, drifting through the night, and some have even seen a ghostly figure standing at the cliff's edge before disappearing into the wind. But the castle's horrors do not end there. Vlad himself was notorious for impaling his enemies along the fortress walls, their tormented souls said to still roam the ruins, seeking vengeance. Visitors who dare to climb the 1,480 stone steps to reach Poenari often report feelings of unease, unseen hands brushing against them, and whispers on the wind. Would you dare to ascend the steps of the damned, knowing the spirits of the past are watching? 5. The Witch's Pond, Bellu Forest. Deep within the Bellu Forest, hidden from the world, lies a small, stagnant pond with a sinister reputation. Though it appears ordinary at first glance, the Witch's Pond is feared as one of Romania's most cursed locations, where the veil between the living and the dead is at its thinnest. Legends whisper that this pond is a meeting place for young witches who gather under the full moon, casting powerful spells and performing dark rituals. Animals refuse to drink from its waters, and those who do often fall ill or disappear entirely. Strangely, no matter the season, the pond never dries up, even during the hottest summers, as if, something unnatural keeps it alive. Perhaps the most terrifying tale is that of a shepherd who drowned in its waters, only to be found in the exact same spot. Days later, his body untouched by decay. Locals also speak of a young girl who vanished near the pond, her desperate cries sometimes heard echoing through the trees. At night, visitors often experience an unshakable sense of dread, with some claiming to have seen shadowy figures moving around the pond's edge. Others report feeling an invisible force pulling them toward the water, as if the pond itself is hungry for more souls. Would you dare to stand at its edge and risk hearing your name whispered from the depths? 6. Cismigiu Hotel, Bucharest. Once a grand and luxurious hotel in the heart of Bucharest, the Cismigiu Hotel hides a dark past that continues to haunt its halls. Though beautifully restored today, whispers of the tragic death of a student still linger within its walls, sending shivers down the spines of those who dare to stay the night. Decades ago, a young woman studying at a nearby university met a horrific fate inside the hotel. She fell down the elevator shaft, her screams echoing through the building until they were suddenly silenced. Some say it was an accident. Others believe something unseen lured her to her death. Since then, strange occurrences plague the hotel. Guests report hearing phantom footsteps in empty hallways, while the night staff often feel an invisible presence watching them. Some even claim to have seen the ghostly figure of a young woman in white, her hollow eyes filled with sorrow as she wanders the corridors, searching for a way out. The most chilling encounters happen near the elevator. People describe a cold, eerie sensation just before the doors open by themselves, only to reveal an empty shaft, waiting like a mouth ready to consume its next victim. Would you dare to take the elevator alone at night, knowing that something or someone might be waiting for you on the other side? Chapter Iulia Hasdeu Castle, Câmpina. Deep in Câmpina, Romania, stands the Iulia Hasdeu Castle, a place built not just with bricks and stone, but with grief, desperation, and an eerie connection to the afterlife. This castle was the creation of Bogdan Petriciu Hasdeu, a man devastated by the untimely death of his beloved daughter, Iulia, who died at just 18 years old. In his sorrow, he turned to spiritualism, convinced that he could still communicate with her from beyond the grave. Locals whisper that the castle was designed based on instructions from Iulia's spirit, delivered to her father through seances and supernatural visions. Within its walls, strange symbols and hidden passageways create an unsettling atmosphere, as if the castle itself is a bridge between the living and the dead. Visitors report hearing soft whispers in the dead of night, the delicate notes of a piano playing by itself, and the ghostly image of a young girl in a white dress wandering the corridors. Some say she appears near the study, where her father conducted his desperate seances, trying to reach her. One of the most chilling tales comes from those who hear knocking on the castle doors when no one is there. It is said that on certain nights, if you listen closely, you can still hear Iulia calling out to her father, forever trapped between worlds, longing for the life she lost too soon. 8. Banffy Castle, Bontida. Once known as the Versailles of Transylvania, Banffy Castle in Bontida is now a decaying relic of its former glory, haunted by a dark past of war, betrayal, and restless spirits. Built in the 15th century, this grand estate belonged to the Banffy family. But tragedy and bloodshed have stained its history, leaving behind an eerie presence that lingers to this day. During World War II, the castle was looted and burned by retreating German forces after its owner, Miklos Banffy, was accused of treason for attempting peace negotiations. The once beautiful halls were reduced to ruins, and with them, it is said, the souls of those who perished within. Visitors speak of shadowy figures moving through the corridors, disembodied, whispers in Hungarian, and the sound of footsteps echoing on empty floors. But the most terrifying legend is that of the Cursed Lady, a woman in white robes, seen drifting near the castle's windows. Some claim she was a noblewoman who took her own life in despair, forever bound to the ruins. Many who have touched the castle walls describe a sudden chill running through their bones, as if unseen eyes are watching. Paranormal investigators report unexplained energy fluctuations, while others have experienced sudden nausea or the feeling of being followed, only to turn around and find no one there. Banffy Castle may be undergoing restoration, but its ghosts refuse to be forgotten, waiting for nightfall to reclaim their kingdom of shadows. 9. Bellu Cemetery, Bucharest. Bellu Cemetery in Bucharest is not just a resting place for Romania's elite. It is a realm where the dead refuse to sleep. Established in the 19th century, this sprawling necropolis houses the graves of writers, poets, politicians, and artists. Yet it is the eerie tales surrounding the tombs that truly define its haunted reputation. One of the most chilling legends is that of Iulia Hasdeu, a young girl who died at 19, but was said to communicate with her grieving father from beyond the grave. Her mausoleum, an eerie stone crypt with an all-seeing eye carved into the door, is believed to be a portal to the other side. Passers-by claim to hear the soft notes of a piano drifting through the night, as if Iulia is still playing from her tomb. But she is not the only restless spirit here. A shadowy figure has been seen walking among the graves, vanishing when approached. Some claim it is the ghost of a murdered nobleman, seeking revenge for his untimely death. Others whisper of flickering candlelights, appearing near graves untouched by human hands, as if the spirits themselves are keeping vigil. Paranormal investigators report sudden drops in temperature, strange, whispering voices, and even the sensation of an unseen hand brushing against their skin. Those brave enough to visit Bellu Cemetery after dark often leave with a feeling of unease, convinced they were not alone. Here, the dead may have been laid to rest, but they have never truly left. 10. The Devil's Precipice, Siahlao Mountains. Deep within the Siahlao Mountains, shrouded in mist and legend, lies the Devil's Precipice, a place where reality bends and the supernatural feels disturbingly real. Locals whisper that this towering rock formation is cursed, a gateway where souls become trapped between worlds. Those who venture too close speak of eerie whispers. Carried by the wind, disembodied voices calling their names, luring them toward the edge. One chilling tale tells of a shepherd who disappeared here centuries ago. His flock was found, scattered and lifeless, but his body was never recovered. Since then, hikers have reported a ghostly figure standing at the precipice, staring into the abyss before vanishing into thin air. Some claim to see shadowy hands reaching out from the mist, as if unseen forces are trying to drag them over the edge. The most terrifying phenomenon, however, is what happens at midnight on certain nights. Witnesses describe glowing red eyes appearing in the darkness, watching from the cliffs. Cameras and electronic devices mysteriously malfunction, as if the energy of the place rejects modern technology. Those who dare to spend the night often flee in terror, convinced that something ancient and malevolent lurks in the shadows. Many believe the Devil's Precipice is a place where the veil between worlds is thin, a site of bums' sacrificial rituals, long forgotten. Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain: those who disrespect this place never leave unchanged. If you thought Romania's haunted places couldn't get any scarier, think again. The dark legends of these eerie locations are just the beginning. Let us know which place freaked you out the most in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more terrifying stories. Stay safe, and remember, not all legends are just stories.